dream midfield scenarios here. So we've got a partnership of Vieira and Alonso, Gerrard and Fabregas, Ramsey and Mascherano. Now, Robbie, straight off the bat, in terms of your dream midfield partnership, which pairing out of those do you take? Very tough question that is, though. And you might have to think about this one as well. I mean, if you were to mix those two up and create the perfect, for me, it would be Vieira and Gerrard. But we like.
I was actually going to say that Vieira and a fit Gerrard.
No one's running past that midfield. No way.
So Vieira and a fit Gerrard with some decent football boots with studs in them.
How is Robbie saying that on my first toe of top of the Kop?
But yeah, I think that would be the perfect partnership.
But if we had to pick one of these three, Vieira, Alonso, Gerrard. I mean, Gerrard and Fabregas. That's not bad at all.
No, but I'd then go Fabregas and Mascherano, because you've got Mascherano could hold, and then you've got Fabregas who could create in there. So that would be a good midfield as well.
If you had to pick a pairing for here, though, to slot into the Arsenal team or Liverpool,
it would be Gerrard and Vieira.
But out of these three, you have to pick out. So the pairings are
the pairing that you've already selected.
Yeah. So sorry. So it's Vieira, Alonso, Gerrard, Fabregas, Ramsey, and Mascherano. You've got to pick one of the three.
Vieira, Alonso.
That's a good shout. I mean,
Vieira's got to be in there.
Vieira's the bully that will get up and down the pitch and just knock everyone out in the way, and Alonso is the one that will hold and ping them balls around.
And you can ping the balls around and create. You know, you got to have an invincible in there, haven't you?
Listen, Robbie is still holding on to that, so we'll give him that. It's
that's all we've got, man. That's
the only thing you've got.
Hold on to it.
All you've got. And so Kieran says Gerrard. He says probably Vieira and Alonso for him. I mean, that is some partnership either way. Alonso and Vieira. He also says Gerrard and Cesc a close second. If we talk about Ramsey and Mascherano, I mean, Ramsey is a goal-scoring midfielder. Mascherano is a sitting midfielder who's, for a lot of his career, played at centre-back. I mean, if you're talking about balance from goals and defence, you could argue that Ramsey and Mascherano there have got the best balance.
Nah.
No?
No. I'd still say that midfield would be a very tough midfield. You know, Vieira and Alonso, I think that would be a top midfield. You know, Ramsey was again always injured though. That was the only problem. I always rated Mascherano as a great holding midfielder, but I think Vieira was a better all-round holding midfielder. So yeah, I'd have to stick with that pairing. Although they're all good pairings. All good pairings, definitely.
I mean, for me, I'm split between. No, actually, I'm firm now. I'm Alonso and Vieira. That's it. Decided. Let us know in the comments who you guys would choose. I mean, this is obviously a hypothetical question. These players, some of them have retired now. But Kieran says, I thought Cesc was an exceptional young midfielder in the Prem. Best young midfielder he's seen at 19, very composed, mature head. I was watching highlights from 04-05, and there's a game where we come to to Highbury, as it was, and a young Fabregas scores. Arsenal win 3-1. And you know what? At that time, I think he was wearing a bit of a higher squad number than the 4. He might have been in the 30s or something. And when a player is wearing such a high squad number, you think, okay, well, that's because he's coming into the team and he's young and he's going to get a better squad number, which he did in the end. He was number 4. But what I'd have to say is, I mean, I don't know about the best young midfielder I've seen in the Premier League, but he was unbelievable from when he was
hit the ground. As soon as he came in, he just hit the ground running. He was so talented, always wanted the ball, was always demanding the ball.
Always going for it, yeah.
Yeah, for a player at that age, you know, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, and has gone on to do such great things. Is there a part of you though, Rob, that thinks when he went to Chelsea, I mean, there was talks of him coming back to Arsenal. Apparently, a contract wasn't offered. But what do you say to fans that get on to Fabregas about being at Chelsea? I mean, he's openly come out and said, if Arsenal wanted me, they could have got me.
Yeah, listen, you can't blame him, right? Because we had that clause where we could have bought him back, and we didn't. And, you know, at the end of the day, these guys are professional footballers and they've got careers to think about. And if Chelsea, if I was in issues and Chelsea came in for me, I would have went as well. You know, I mean, you can't blame him for that. It's, ones like Van Persie I'm different with him.
That's
because
different.
He engineered to get away to go to Man United. But in the case of Cesc Fabregas, he didn't leave Arsenal to go to Chelsea. He left Arsenal to go to Barcelona. Then, as I said, when he came back, we had that option to buy him back, and we didn't take it. It was a big mistake. A lot of Arsenal fans at the time was like, yeah, bring him back. He'd be great. And I thought to myself at the time, I couldn't believe when we didn't. I mean, it was another huge mistake by Arsene Wenger, because I was like, just him being around the dressing room alone, he knows Arsenal, he loves the club, he's going to give it everything. And I was shocked when he let him go. And, you know, went to Chelsea and won the league.
What can you say? Like, what can you say?
You can't argue with that. You know, you can't argue with that.
No, not at all. Stephen here says his dream pairing would be Gerrard and Fabregas out of the three. That's if we're talking about Cesc at his peak, which I would say 2011. I'd say his peak was Fabregas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, listen, he's had a great career. He's had a great career right throughout his career. He's played well. So he had a bit of a. He started off all right at Barcelona, had a bit of a dip, but in that Barcelona team, it's very difficult to make it. You know, you never get your natural position that you want to play and stuff like that. But he's been a great Premier League player.
Absolutely, been around for some time as well.